Howdy, Dr. Will Wong here, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Essentials of Life and Wellness. I am sorry that I've been away from the mic for so long. It's been a while since I've created a show. We have a ton of questions, actually enough questions for maybe 2 or 3 shows. So let's get started on those, and then somewhere along the line, I'll throw in a point of the news somewhere, either this show or the next. And the first question is, Dear Dr. Wong, I have metabolic syndrome brought on, I believe, by emotional trauma. I'm a 58-year-old male. Conventional medicine has been of no help, and I prefer to avoid the testosterone shots. Could you suggest someone I can work with to heal? I live in New York and am willing to travel long distances. And my answer is, howdy. Thanks for wanting to consult with me, but I no longer see anyone or do phone consults. My best recommendations for metabolic syndrome, which, by the way, did not exist before the high-carb diet craze of the 70s through the 90s, is, number 1, keep your carbohydrate intake down to less than 100 grams a day. 70 is preferable. Look into the Paleolithic diet with the addition of milk and eggs. To keep life from getting boring, give yourself the weekends off the carb limiting. Next, do ask your doc for the drug metformin as both a drug to reduce blood sugar and because it is a foundational anti-aging drug. And then I referred him to the article by Dr. Ward Dean on metformin, an effective and underappreciated life extension drug. Next, strength train according to these protocols 2 to 3 times a week. And I directed him to my drwong.us website and to the article Minimalist Strength Training. Do aerobic training, but limit it according to these guidelines. And then I again referred to the drwong.us website and the article How to Keep from Having a Heart Attack by Doing Less Aerobic Exercise. Have these as a basis of your nutritional program. Zymessence, 1 or 2 capsules taken in between meals 3 times a day. Listen to the lecture, Fighting the Things Most Likely to Kill Us, at drwongradio.com. Mag Scorbate, 1 capsule 2 times a day. Zinc citrate, 100 milligrams daily. If you use hours, that's 1 capsule a day. Andy in Essence, 3 capsules 2 times a day. Synest, 2 capsules before bed. These are all from drwongsessentials.com. Next, get de-estrogenated vitamin E from either the AC Grace Company or the 4 Spectrum Company. Take 1,500 to 3,000 IUs daily. Vitamin A, 10,000 to 25,000 IUs daily. Now, by 58, you've long ago gone into andropause, somewhere between 40 and 50. So in about half such men, the testosterone-making supplements won't work very well. The best way to increase testosterone medically is via the implants. Look into the biotemedical.com, the BioT testosterone implant. This is essential to fight metabolic syndrome. Now, to keep testosterone from converting into estrogen, use the good drug Arimidex, which you can get from your doc, or you can keep using the Synest supplement. Be well, and God bless, Dr. Wong. And the next question reads, Dear Dr. Wong, I enjoyed your lecture on Extreme Health Radio and went to your website and listened to the lecture there and intend to listen to it again. I am a 60-year-old African-American female, postmenopausal, 5'6", 130 pounds. Menopause has not been a bad journey. Not intense physically, though emotionally, mood swings, disturbed sleep and weight gain in the belly and waist area. I've never been on any hormonal treatment. I've had issues with blood pressure since the early 2000s, on medication for it, but then decided to start riding my bicycle instead. Bone density exams a few years ago have come back with osteoporosis, but I take no prescriptions for it. I have been very naturally slim all my life, and now I have this belly which sits high and looks like I'm in second trimester of pregnancy. I've had chronic pain on my upper right side, which sometimes extends to the center area of my chest. The pain is not intense, and I can still exercise and function, but it's noticeably there, a kind of burning and throbbing sensations. Stool tests reveal H. pylori in 2014. The doc said it could possibly be the H. pylori causing these pains. Having had an upper endoscopy exam in November of 2015, esophagus and small hiatal hernia, mild gastritis in the gastric antrum, duodenum, normal mucosa. Just noticed I did not get the pathology results. I am also pre-D and have low libido. I take no prescription medications or supplements, just vitamin D, 10,000 international units, selenium, vitamin E, zinc, ubiquinol, K2, magnesium, mastic gum, and others. I'd like to start with the progesterone cream and the Zymessence. What do you think? Thank you. And my answer is howdy. The progesterone cream and the Zymessence would help, but I have a few questions. Has your doc tested you for shingles? Aside from having a rib head out of place, which a chiropractor can correct in a few visits, I can't come up with any other cause for the type of pain you've described but shingles, and if you've had it for longer than a week or 3, then it's become post-herpetic neuralgia. Get your doctor to do a blood test for herpes zoster titers. Now, there are a few forms of the shingles that never present with the rashes usually had with the condition, so if folks just have pain tracking down a particular route and they and their docs can't figure out what it is. This is where clinical experience beats all in figuring out what a patient has. For the osteoporosis, the absolute best all the drugs and supplements in the world can do when they work, which they very often don't, is a 2% increase in bone density a year. The first year of strength training most often produces an 11 to 15% increase in bone density. So try these training protocols 2 times a week, and I directed her to the Minimalist Strength Training article at drwong.us. Add a good ab routine, and you should see your abdomen improve as well. Also, drink 2 to 3 glasses of whole milk or goat's milk daily for 600 to 900 milligrams of super absorbable calcium. By the way, if you believe the lie told by vegans that black folks are not supposed to be milk drinkers, bear in mind that someone forgot to tell the Bantu, the Maasai, and the Zulu that. Especially the Maasai are amongst the tallest and strongest people in Africa due to their milk drinking. Find my various podcasts where I speak to osteoporosis at length at drwongradio.com. On the transdermal magnesium, that works best for the few folks who can't absorb magnesium via ingestion, such as a famous strength coach, Charles Polkman, who, despite looking like Hercules, has had 4 or 5 heart attacks due to non-absorption of magnesium when taken orally. Think of the conditions needed to cause a mineral, which is essentially a ground-up rock, to cross the pores. You need moisture, you need heat, and you need pressure, such as is had with a hot bath when you're bathing in Epsom salt or bathing in the Dead Sea. None of those conditions are had at room temperature on dry skin. While there is some absorption, it's likely not as much as the makers of the product would like it to be. Of our mag scorbate, the usual dose is 1 capsule 2 times a day for 1,020 milligrams of elemental magnesium. On the Zymessence used against the inflammation and your pains, I suggest you try taking 2 capsules in between meals 3 times daily. As for the Karuna Pure, menopausal gals can use 1 application applied to the skin daily. The application can also be made task-specific. If you're having a migraine or mood swing or depression, try an application to the forehead. Since progesterone is the key ingredient used in the super expensive wrinkle creams, you can try dabbing it on any of the wrinkles you might have for a few months and see if they lighten. Women wanting a fuller bosom, apply the cream to their breasts. Hope this covers your questions. Be well and God bless. Dr. Wong. And the next question reads, Hello, Dr. Wong. Hope this email finds you well. I'm a new customer and found out about you from the Mike Mahler podcast. I've been going through and listening to your podcast archives and learning a lot. I've started using your products and have some questions to help me develop my regimen. Please advise me where you can. I'm at the moment using your supplements and love the products. I noticed you no longer carry a multivitamin. Can you recommend one, please? I am taking the Maca, the Enkindle, the Synest, zinc, magscorbate, and systemic enzymes. I'm also taking the Emergency along with 2,000 milligrams of MSM. 500 milligrams of rutin, 2,000 of D3, 400 milligrams of unique E, and finally, a Life Extension Super Omega 3. Please let me know of any additional vitamins I should take. I'm concerned with hormones and anti-aging. I've had a full checkup and blood work. My carotid scans show that the arteries are all 100% clear. I have a 240 cholesterol count, but with good ratios. I'm 51 years old, 6 foot, 220 pounds. My goal is to continue my weight training and gain more muscle. I've had a slight increase in blood pressure, but it seems to be under control. I follow the high-fat diet you recommend. Any additional tips would be great for me. I will be doing full blood work next month to check all my hormones and possibly go on replacement therapy. And my answer is howdy. Thank you for your kind words. You sound like you're doing the right things. As to a multi, I can't say I like any of the major brands on the market. The mineral content in multis is useless, as its contents are so low as to be laughable. If you listen to my shows, you'll hear me say that some is not always better than none. In terms of activating physiological action, some may be the same as none, if the dose is too small to initiate an action. So it's best to find a multivitamin and then a separate multi-mineral. I believe that the very good company, Michael's Naturopathic Programs, has both. You can add a separate selenium to that as well. If you're looking for the possibility of testosterone replacement, which by 50 you should be, look into the Bio-T-Testosterone implants at bio-medical.com. Their docs are not all at the same level of understanding, but most are head and shoulders above the average MD in their study and application of testosterone replacement, and it needs to be said that the implant method of testosterone replacement is the superior form of the therapy. Hope these ideas help. Be well and God bless. Dr. Wong. Then we heard from this gentleman again, and his email reads, Dr. Wong, thank you for your response. If I do end up on the hormone replacement, I will continue on the Synest, the arginine EE with trimethylglycine, and the Enkindle, as I believe they all have benefits as well that will help. Having a young girlfriend of 30 years, I want to feel as good and as great as I can be on them. Also, can you please explain what your product Foti Ting does? I'm thinking of going on this as well. Also on the crandiazine. In the past, I've had kidney stones. I also have no idea how I should use the progesterone cream. Any advice on this? Will the Resplendent be back in stock in the future? Sorry for all the questions, but thank you for your attention. And my answer is howdy. With a young girlfriend, you should really be on the testosterone replacement to keep the bottom from falling out as it does around 50. If you do the Bio-T implants, you will feel sexually around 20 again, and gaining muscle will be easy. It's great. Once on the replacement therapy, you will need to keep the testosterone from converting into estrogen or dihydrotestosterone, which is the hair loss and swollen prostate hormone, and the Synest will be a big help for that. Many T replacement docs are up on aromatase inhibitors, and many are not. The absolute best aromatase inhibiting drug is Arimidex, also known as anastrozole. It is super safe to be on long term, has none of the side effects of the finasteride, Proscar, Novaldex, or Clomid, and at 0.5 milligrams 2 to 3 times a week, dosing is low. You can be on both the Arimidex and the Synest to cover all of your bases and for the seminal fluid making and prostate protection that the Synest offers as well. Remember that low seminal fluid equals shorter, less intense orgasms. All men need progesterone. Not only does it act as an aromatase inhibitor, but it helps to maintain brain size and, along with the testosterone, improves mood. Of the Karuna Pure Progesterone Cream we carry, 1/2 to 1 full application rubbed into the skin daily. Many men apply it to the forehead and to the testicles, as these places have the largest number of progesterone receptors. Now, the anti-senescent should be stayed on for its SHBG suppression element. SHBG is a sugar that binds testosterone and inactivates it. And high-strength maca is the only thing that can inactivate the SHBG. Also, the components in the anti-senescents increase seminal fluid making. Now, Fotiting is mostly to keep your hair from turning gray or white. It works well in most, but not in all. We know of one gal in her late 60s using our product, and she raves about having carrot red hair once again. Yet in me, while it gave my Santa Claus beard some peppering, it did not turn it back to brown. The crandiazyme is meant to help with bladder and kidney infections. Now, the best way to chelate out kidney stones is a magnesium intake of 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day for years and years and years, because most of us have thousands of little kidney stones in our kidneys when you've got the stones. We likely won't be restocking the Resplendent lotion. It did not sell well, and due to the economy, we usually drop the items that do not sell well to save cash for building the things that do sell well. Honestly, the failure of the Resplendent was my failure to market it enough. If you're on a pro-erection drug, consider taking the arginine ethyl ester with trimethylglycine along with the medication. It will provide even stronger erections, and the supplement will increase sperm making. Be well and God bless. Dr. Wong. And on to the next one. Hello, Dr. Wong. I'm a 60-year-old woman with severe fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome for the last 18 years. I've been taking Zymessence for between 1 and 2 years with good results. My usual dose is 6 capsules, 3 first thing in the morning and 3 last thing at night, both on empty stomachs. Is this a dose you would expect for someone with my age and my conditions? What does my need for this dose tell you? I find that I cannot lower the dose to 3 capsules. In fact, if I do, I have a flare-up. I'll temporarily raise the dose to 9 capsules for a day or two. Any insight you might have would be appreciated. And my answer is, howdy. As a chronic fatigue fibromyalgia patient myself, and having treated patients with the condition since '88, I can tell you that 3 to 6 Zymessence is a good dose. There will be bad days during the cold and wet times, during changes of weather, storm fronts, and overactivity, when you might need more, like 9 per day. You're doing the right things. Most days you'll find that 6 capsules work really well. One thing that needs to be addressed with chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, I cover in the first and second chapter of my book, 10 natural treatments you haven't heard of until now, and that's available on Amazon.com. The supplements spoken of there can be whittled down to these following ones. Zymessence, 1 or 2 capsules taken 3 times a day in between meals. Mag-Scorbate, 1 capsule 2 times a day. Karuna Pure Progesterone Cream, 1 application to the skin daily. Strength training 2 times a week, as per the protocols found in the article titled Minimalist Strength Training, available at drwong.us. Now, the strength training is needed to rebuild the number of mitochondria and the voluntary muscles, which produces 80% of the adenosine triphosphate we need to run our bodies. Any supposed chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia patient who refused to exercise, I would boot out of the office. Those were the malingerers and the Munchausen's patients, getting attention or secondary gain from faking a sickness to manipulate their families. 60% of fibromyalgia patients are actually Munchausen's patients. Using the protocols and supplements I described above, 86% of the chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia patients I've treated or have taught this treatment protocol to feel so good in 8 to 16 weeks, they often forget they have chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia until they overdo. And then they recover in just a couple of days. Other things you should know. An empty stomach is not as necessary with the Zymessence as it was with the older and weaker blends of systemic enzymes in the past. The older blends feared that a substantial portion of the enzymatic activity would be lost to digestion if taken near food, and so that would make not enough of the enzyme available for absorption and body-wide action. With the Zymessence, it's not as much the case, as it takes only 1/12 to 1/16 of the enzymatic action in Zymessence to digest a Christmas or Thanksgiving feast. So taking Zymessence with or near food will not result in a significant loss enough to impair the body-wide, the systemic action of the enzymes. If possible, take the Zymessence 30 minutes before or 60 minutes after a meal, but if it's not possible, take it anyway, and don't worry. Be well and God bless. Dr. Wong. Now the gal wrote back asking what the typical behavior of a Munchausen's patient is? And my answer is howdy. If you have to ask what Munchausen's patients act like, you're likely not one. They play act at being sick, have others stepping and fetching for them. They doctor hop when it seems that something from one doctor is getting them better, which means they'll have to go back to work or not be able to manipulate their families or not be able to get money from workman's comp, etc. They quit that doc and go find another one, bad-mouthing the previous doc to the new doc. Munchausen's patients steadfastly refuse to exercise, even exercise designed not to blow out their energy reserves. Anything or any treatment that might work or make them feel better, they drop. Real fibromyalgia patients will do anything to feel better and get back to their lives, even if it means putting up with an extra bit of pain from the therapy for a few weeks. Be well and God bless, Dr. Wong. And in the last part of the follow-up, this gal asked how she could do the exercises at home. She couldn't get to a gym or afford to join one due to her limited income. And here's my answer. Yes, you can start strength training at home. Here are 4 exercises you can do. Chair squats. Stand by a table or countertop so you can keep your hands on the table to stabilize yourself, but not help yourself with the lift. Have a chair just behind you. Your feet are placed wider than shoulder width apart, with the toes pointed out about 40 degrees. Keeping the back straight, bend the knees until your fanny just touches the seat of the chair, but does not sit in it. Once your backside touches the chair, stand right back up. See how many you can do in a row the first time you try this exercise. That will be your number of repetitions. Wait 2 minutes and do the same number or more if you can. That's set number 2. Rest 2 minutes and do it again. That's set number 3. Next, floor pull-ups. Place 2 chairs next to each other with a space for you to lie down in between them. Find a shovel or a shovel handle or a very strong dowel about 3 to 4 feet long. Place it on the seat of the chairs and lie under the handle between the chairs. The handle should be in line with your upper chest. With your palms facing you, grab the handle. Keeping your body as straight and as stiff as possible, pull your upper body up to the handle, then slowly lower yourself. Do as many repetitions as you can for 3 sets with 2 minutes rest in between each set. As the week progresses and you get stronger, keep your body straighter as you pull yourself up. Next, girl push-ups. Lie face down on the floor. Place your hands on the floor just below the level of your shoulders and in line with your chest. Push your torso up from the floor as many repetitions as you can. Rest for 2 minutes, then do 2 more sets. At first, you'll be rocking up from your abdomen. Then as you get stronger, you can leverage yourself up from your thighs. Finally, as you get stronger still, you can keep your body straighter and push yourself up from your knees. Finally, crunch sit-ups. Lie on the floor face up. Bend your knees and have your feet on the floor. Place your hands on your thighs. Tuck your chin into your chest and hold it there. Don't let the head dangle back. Slide your fingertips up to your knees, and while doing so, raise your head, shoulders, and chest from the floor. Touch your kneecaps with your fingertips, then slide your hands back down, allowing the torso to slowly return to the floor. Do as many of these as you can for 3 sets. Always have 2 minutes rest in between the sets. If the weather allows, go out for a walk. The walk should be as brisk as you can make it, but don't go too far away from home, as you'll need to come back with the same fast walk. So feel out your distance at first. When you get home, have a light, mainly protein snack. Each week, add a repetition or 2 to each of the exercises. Every week, add a block or 2 to your walks. You can do this for 2 to 3 times a week, but no more. And then after your workout, take a nap. Hope this helps. Be well and God bless. Dr. Wong. And the last question, Dr. Wong, on another topic. Do you have any suggestions for experiencing what we truly are as creations of God? The separation from my true self has caused many of the problems in life, including despair, low self-esteem, and the poor health that often accompanies those errant feelings. Any prayers, meditations, or energy workers, whatever you think is useful. I wish you and your loved ones all joy, health, and success. And my answer is howdy. Howdy. As for spiritual teachers, I've been out of touch with many of them for a good while, although I have to say that most of the ones I've met are real disappointments, two-faced hypocrites, and users of people. It has to be said that most of my spiritual work was done piecemeal, taking what rang true from here and combining it with what rang true from there, not accepting a full theology or program from any one source, but following my heart and intuition. And yes, it took years, a few wrong turns, but you don't chain yourself to a guru, a minister, or a line of theology. You are free to do as Bruce Lee said, and take what is useful. Grow your own system of beliefs and truths that lead you to living a spiritually fulfilling and moral life where you can experience oneness with God. Looking for principles, not hidebound beliefs that you have to recite, memorize, and hold true, even if they don't ring true inside of you, here are a good few books to get you started. Beginning with the best spiritual primer ever written, Sanctuary of Self by Ralph M. Lewis. Beyond the Tenth by Lobsang Rampa. Stuart Wilde's The Quickening. To Build a Warrior Spirit, Hanshi Kaufman's translation of the Book of Five Rings. Kaufman's Self-Realization and Acceptance book is a great text. And finally, in a different Christian vein from the traditional written in stone and your ass goes to hell manner of most Christian teachers, get Original Blessing by Matthew Fox. That will get you started well. Hope it all helps. Be well and God bless. Dr. Wong. And on that note, I wish you all God's blessings. Be well, and I'll chat with you again next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining Dr. Wong this evening for today's edition of the Essentials of Life and Wellness. If you have any questions about today's show, or if you would like to ask Dr. Wong any other health-related question, you may send an email to radio@drwong.us. That's radio@drwong.us. Or telephone him at 940-325-2147. The products mentioned in today's show, as well as all of the other products Dr. Wong recommends, can be purchased online at docsprefer.com. That's www.docsprefer.com. Or you can speak with a customer service representative at 940-325-2147. Dr. Wong also has an extensive natural health website filled with articles written in Dr. Wong's own unique and easy-to-understand style that discuss natural remedies for some of today's most common and debilitating chronic conditions. You can find these articles at drwong.us. That's www.drwong.us. Until next time, we hope you have a safe and healthy week. Be well, and God bless.